let's talk about Agatha. Why not?
Excellent. Appropriate. How did you like the last episode? What are we on? 5? Episode 5?
Yep. And so
Boy, a lot of questions answered. I mean,
yeah, everybody who has not watched the series yet, spoilers. But
yeah, we'll be talking spoilers.
It is confirmed that the teen, as he's been called,
yes,
he is
Billy.
He's Billy. He's Billy Kaplan / Billy Maximoff, Wanda's son.
So this whole episode was all about him. It was all about his backstory. We find out how he came to be and why he was looking for Agatha. We see flashbacks to when he was Billy Kaplan, right? He's Billy Kaplan, just some kid over in Eastview, right next to Westview, which is the town that Wanda took over in WandaVision.
Yep.
It gets into a car wreck it was right as the hex was fading. They're like looking at the hex as they're driving home. They were told to evacuate his bar mitzvah because something was happening with the hex. So that was like the finale of WandaVision, right? When they were driving home, they get in a car crash. He dies, right? This young boy dies, and then the spirit of Wanda's kid, who she made up inside her own hex nearby, just leapt into his body, I guess, as best I can tell.
Exactly, yeah. And that's like the craziest thing that I think could happen. It's like, yeah.
But also fairly close to the comics, right? There's a lot of like reincarnated soul action with this whole character in the comics, isn't there?
Yeah. So Billy Kaplan dies in that car accident. But then Billy Maximoff basically just like takes over his body because reasons, I don't know.
Because he was like I was thinking maybe just closest dead body nearby that's also named Billy. I don't know if that matters. They have the same first name. Maybe that had something to do with it.
It does. It does. When you're possessing somebody, you need to have the same first name.
I'm sure it helps.
Yeah.
It's crazy because Billy Kaplan dies. Billy Maximoff, who is at this point like 10 years old or something like that, he takes over his body, and so he has no idea what's going on, Yeah. He's like
making this face.
He's just like so confused and like scared, and I think he eventually gets it. Like, yeah, these
are them from WandaVision. These are the boys from WandaVision. They were this age at the end of WandaVision, right?
Yeah.
So he's kind of like a 10-year-old in like a teenager's body. He has no idea what's going on.
Yeah, the confusion came across. Like, I thought they did a pretty good job of telling that without really saying it while he's like looking at himself in the mirror. He catches his reflection in the ambulance. Little moments like that showed that he just doesn't know what the hell's going on, and something's happened at least.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy, and I like how this show so far has just been pretty kind of dark. They're not afraid to do really crazy stuff like that.
Oh, what about the cameo?
Right. Yep. And Evan Peters came back as Ralph Boner. Also, Agatha was wearing an excellent Boner Family Reunion T-shirt. I don't know if you caught it. It was like the slogan was "Pitch a tent for the Boner Family Reunion." It was pretty good. It's pretty good stuff.
I didn't catch that. That's awesome.
That's what she was wearing. We also saw scenes from the first episode, but from the teen's perspective. So without Agatha being under the spell, when she was playing police officer, when she was playing mayor of Easttown, and kicking him out of his chair and everything. I thought that was hilarious. She goes to kick him in real life, and it just sort of like, it doesn't kick him out of his chair. It's not nearly as dramatic, and he's just like, what the hell are you doing? It was good. It was good. It was fun to see this scene replay, like the whole chase down the alleyway, and we saw Deborah Jo Rupp again for a second, because he runs into her car. It was just a lot less dramatic in the real world version when we saw it through the teen's eyes. Which was fun. It was fun. I liked that scene a lot. The
fact that she was winded.
Yeah.
She was just winded over there.
She's just winded immediately. They're like stumbling around, falling off the roof and everything. Yeah, it was good. It was real good. Fun scene. It's always fun to see like the other side of those, clearly one person's perspective is distorted scenes like that. And they did it real well in this. They did it real well.
The pace is picking up. It's kind of been slow. I know every episode was a new trial and there was a little bit of action, but it seems like now that it's just Billy and Agatha, now the pace is going to pick up, and now we're going to see some really cool stuff.
That's another thing. We saw flashbacks of some of the other witches, but not Rio Vidal, right? We didn't see Rio, no Aubrey Plaza in this episode whatsoever.
Yeah.
So it's like he never, there was a couple of scenes where she was around, but his viewpoint didn't even see her in those flashbacks.
Yeah,
so, but he saw Deborah Jo
I'm more like involved with Agatha, not much with like Billy or Wanda.
Yeah, definitely focused big time on Agatha.
Yeah, because Agatha and her were apparently, lovers in a past life.
Seems like.
Yeah, so I think she's definitely going to be a big antagonist. I kind of like the idea that Agatha versus Billy is going to be the big.
Yeah, they're setting him up to be the hero, right? He's going to come out looking like
the
hero if
he is
down
because
Agatha.
I think they're trying to build up to like the Young Avengers, because Billy is a big part of the Young Avengers. There's Hulkling, there's Haley Steinfeld, Hawkeye,
That's
the
right.
new Hawkeye.
That's right.
And Kamala, Miss Marvel.
Yeah.
I think like they're building up to be like the new Avengers, like they're the Young Avengers in the comic books. But I think that makes sense. Oh, Ironheart. I think she could definitely like step in and be the new Iron Man. So that's my prediction. I think that's what they're building up to, because Billy is a big part of the Young Avengers.
Yeah.
Young Loki.
Oh yeah, in the Loki series we did have a young Loki.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, we'll see. It's looking good. This episode definitely did pick up. It definitely did pick up. We saw the flashbacks. We saw Alice Wu. We saw her as a police officer, like she said she was. We saw the other witch on YouTube here. We saw, Patty Lupone. We saw her giving fortunes at his bar mitzvah, and she's the one that put the sigil on him.
Oh, yeah,
Stopped him
yeah,
from saying his name. We found that out. Because I guess Billy Kaplan was just really into music. He had like posters of Houdini on his walls, and he seemed like he was a kid that was really into magic. So I guess that's why he had a fortune teller at his bar mitzvah. And that's how they're explaining that. But then at the end, it catches up to last episode, which is where he tossed them all in the mud. And Agatha comes crawling out of the mud like it's no big deal. But we didn't see the other two come out. And they have a whole conversation and then keep walking. And it's not like they're waiting or looking in the mud or checking on the other two, right?
Right.
Yeah, well, they did talk a lot about, was it this episode or last episode? They talked a lot about how Agatha just didn't give a darn, and she killed all of the rest of her coven, and she was the only one to leave the road. So, yeah, I don't think she really cares.
Yeah, I get this bad guy. Yeah, we're going to see this kid bring her down. Yeah, but I'm loving it. That episode definitely sort of revitalized things for me for this series, because it was dragging a little bit, I felt like.
Yeah.
But I think coming up, we got 3 more episodes, so we'll see more with Aubrey Plaza, which will be fantastic. We'll find out who she is and what she's doing there, and if she's Lady Death or not in the MCU. Which, boy, if she is, that opens up so many storylines that they could play with.
She's Death?
Well, there's speculation.
Oh, okay.
There's hints and clues. Her black heart and some of the tarot card stuff that's been happening in the show. There's hints and clues. But
that would be cool, because then we could see, if they do another Deadpool, we could see her in Deadpool.
Yeah, she's been involved with Deadpool in the comics. She's been involved with Thanos in the comics, famously. It could go interesting places.
I'm just really happy that they're exploring more of the supernatural magic side of the MCU.
Yeah.
Because there's so much stuff to be explored. I mean, at the end of Doctor Strange and the Multiverse, Cleo shows up.
Yeah.
And it's like...
Charlize
Theron. Come on, man. Let's explore that side of the MCU. Because, they got the villain of, like, the first Doctor Strange.
Yes, Baron Mordo.
Yeah, Mordo. The whole Darkhold thing is interesting, and there's so much to explore in that.
Yeah, lots of characters to pull from. Lots of things they've done in these shows.
Yeah.